Hi, this is T. Payton. I'm on Final Cut 10.2.3, and I wanted to show you some techniques today on relinking audio, and specifically relinking watermarked audio with your licensed audio that you purchase like from a stock company like premiumbeat.com. So this actually came about after looking at a tutorial from Brandon Fisher, FDB training. This Final Cut 10 tip number 9, how to replace preview audio tracks in Final Cut using multicam audio, which is a really cool technique. But one of the issues he brings up is the fact that you need to use a technique like that because sometimes you just can't get stuff to relink. So let me show you a typical scenario. So here is here's a little cut I did with the first part of a track, and then I made a little stinger here because the original was 60 and we needed it to be about 23. So I got this all edited. Client approved it. Now I want to buy the track from Premium Beat and replace it. So I organize my libraries like this with events for stock licensed and then stock unlicensed. And that way I can just keep track of what's happening. So you can see here I've got keyword collections for both this Premium Beat Fly. So here's my unlicensed version. As you can see, it's 59 seconds, 59:17. And look, my licensed is 59:17 as well. So I want to do a replacement. So I'm going to first, just for ease, I'm going to reveal in Finder. I'm using Manage Media, by the way. Now I'm going to go ahead and relink here. So relink files, this guy. I'm going to find this one, drag it in. Great. This is what I want to replace. The dreaded dialog box, incompatible file. Well, let's look at what it says. The new file is not long enough to cover the clip in event color grading. I've noted in my previous tutorials that this is a typo. It shouldn't say event there, it should say project. Not long enough? What are you talking about not long enough? It's the same exact length. Well, to illustrate the issue that's going on, let's look at another project that is totally hypothetical you never actually do. And that is having something radically different that you want to replace. So here I've got some sound dogs, sound effects of Venice, and sure enough, that's what my little project is about. And I want to replace that with another sound effects I found in the Apple Music library. But if you notice, if I Shift F on this, you can see I'm using all sorts of little portions of this clip. So on top of it, if I look at both of these clips, the one here that I need to replace is 2:43. And here's the new one, 1:02. How could this possibly work? Well, before we do that, let's just take a look at what we're doing here again. So we've got a little bit of the front part of this clip. In fact, let's see how long that is. 42 seconds or so of the first part of the clip. And this one is 1:02. So is this going to work? Well, let's reveal this in Finder. And now let's go ahead and replace this. And then keep your eyes down here on the timeline of the way the audio looks. So I'm going to replace this with Water Lake. What? It worked. Look at this. We went from an MP3 to a CAF. Typically CAFs are surround sound. So this is rather significant change, and the timing change as well. We went from 2:43 to 1 minute and it still worked. That's crazy. And look down here in the timeline, you can see that the audio actually changed. So why did that work and our Premium Beat music example didn't work? Well, perhaps it has to do with the fact that there's other duration here in details that we just can't see. So let's take a look again at this project, color grading. Now let's do something pretty simple. We're going to Shift F and look and see where this is used. Okay, we use the front part of the clip and then the tail right here all the way to the end. what happens if we trimmed off just a little bit of this clip, like just 10 frames or so, or even this 3 frames or something? Would that make any difference? Because now we're kind of shortening the portion that we need and shortening the used portion as well. So I'm actually going to zoom in on there and just look and see, okay, what do we need? We don't really need that. In fact, I'm going to put a little fade to that. So now let's Shift F this and let's try our replacement. Relink. Excellent. Here's our flyaway. Come on, please work. And what do you know? It worked. And I no longer have my audio watermark that's there. Okay, so hopefully you can take away from this to realize that relinking fails when we don't have enough length of a clip. So if we just shorten the usage of the clip inside a timeline of what Final Cut tells us is the issue, then we can get relinking to happen like every time. Hope this helps. Enjoy.